For more than 2 centuries, this hatch stayed sealed, hidden, forgotten, and intentionally left out of historical records. Historians believed it had disappeared long ago, and treasure hunters questioned whether it had ever existed at all. But after 220 years, Rick Lagina finally managed to open it on Oak Island, and what they discovered stunned everyone. This wasn't decayed wood or scattered debris. The hatch was intact and remarkably well preserved, secured with materials that shouldn't have lasted this long, let alone remained hidden. The moment it opened, the entire site went quiet. Instruments reacted immediately, and a rush of stale, ancient air escaped. Just beneath the opening was something completely unexpected, evidence suggesting this wasn't just a simple money pit, but part of a much larger, carefully engineered system. After years of digging and thousands of hours of effort, Oak Island continues to raise more questions than answers. This time, Marty Lagina noticed something unusual. A second wall revealed through sonar imaging. This wasn't random rock. It showed clear signs of human construction. Now the mystery deepens. Who built it and why? Could it be hiding a tunnel or leading to something even bigger? A data specialist named Steve is working on a 3D reconstruction to better understand what lies beneath. Early interpretations suggest that whoever built this site had the ability to dig deeper and create more complex systems than previously believed. Theories are everywhere. Some believe it's protecting buried treasure, while others think it could be the entrance to a hidden chamber. No one knows for sure, but everyone is searching for the same thing, the truth. Excavation resumed the very next day. Rick Lagina and Craig Tester, along with Dumas Contracting, pushed forward. But one persistent challenge remained: water. Even at depths of 65 feet, flooding continued to slow progress. This raises an important question: is this still a genuine search for history, or has it become part of an ongoing story that keeps unfolding? Still, every excavation reveals something new, sometimes challenging old theories and sometimes supporting them. Oak Island has always been different. Over the years, many teams have come with hope, only to leave with the same unanswered questions. Each new season brings excitement, yet often revisits areas that have already been explored. Critics argue that if something truly significant were buried here, modern technology would have uncovered it by now. And yet the search continues, driven by belief, curiosity, and the power of the mystery itself. Maybe the real treasure of Oak Island isn't something buried underground, but the stories, the persistence, and the endless pursuit of something just out of reach. Recently, a new discovery added even more intrigue. A team from Dumas Contracting uncovered a cave about 65 feet deep, slightly away from the main site. What stood out were the wooden beams inside, strong evidence that this wasn't a natural formation, but something constructed. When Rick saw it, his perspective shifted. What once seemed like a frustrating water issue might actually be a clue, possibly an entry point to something much larger. Flooding continues to be a major challenge. Until it's brought under control, exploring deeper isn't really possible. But Oak Island has a way of surprising people. Just when things seem stuck, something unexpected tends to happen. Now, attention is shifted towards the possibility of an underground tunnel network. A new expert, Blaine Carrick, who specializes in underwater imaging, has joined the team. His group explored the cave to depths of around 140 feet, looking for signs that it may have been altered by human hands or connected to hidden pathways. What they found was surprising. The data suggested there might not be just a single hidden deposit, but several. With that in mind, the team opened a new excavation site they've called Aladdin's Cave. Their goal is to carefully analyze its layers and uncover whatever might be hidden inside. Using high-definition cameras, they began recording every part of the cave. Each image adds another piece to the puzzle, helping them better understand the underground structure of Oak Island. For Rick and Marty, this isn't just another step forward. It represents years of persistence, setbacks, and determination. Despite all the challenges, they still believe something important lies beneath the surface. With advanced technology now playing a bigger role, the search is entering a new phase. Blaine Carrick is leading a detailed sonar mapping operation to get a clearer picture of the cave's layout and identify any features that might be man-made. Rick described the early camera results as promising but not complete. He believes the real answers are still hidden deeper beyond what current images can show. Marty shares that view, noting that figuring out whether the cave is natural or engineered could be the key to solving Oak Island's long-standing mystery. If this site is truly connected to the rumored treasure, then this cave could finally provide answers people have been searching for over generations. After detecting possible signs of human construction, the team carried out a full sonar survey using advanced equipment like the Echo Logger 710. This makes it clear that the search is no longer based on guesswork, it's now driven by real data and modern technology. The excavation has reached a critical stage where each new finding could either bring them closer to the truth or deepen the mystery even further. At this point, it's clear that traditional digging methods alone aren't enough. That's where advanced tools come in, especially sonar systems like the Echo Logger DSS 710. These devices send powerful signals deep into the cave, which bounce back after hitting surfaces or hidden structures. By analyzing those signals, the team can create detailed 3D images of what lies underground. These scans do more than just show visuals. They help determine whether the cave formed naturally or was shaped by human activity. Even more intriguing, they've revealed possible connection points within the cave, suggesting it could link to other areas across Oak Island. What once seemed like a single location may actually be part of a much larger underground network. The next morning, the team gathers to review the sonar results. As the 3D images start to take shape, the reaction is immediate, both shock and curiosity. What they're seeing appears to be a man-made structure hidden inside a natural cave. That discovery alone raises a major question. What was it built for? Some believe there could be a buried chamber or tunnel sealed beneath layers of sediment. As they study the data more closely, the discussion shifts to the purpose behind such a structure. If it truly is man-made, the implications are huge. Rick Lagina, in particular, is energized by the idea that even more structures could be hidden deeper underground, waiting to reveal long-lost secrets. With that in mind, the team commits to a more careful and methodical investigation. This is no longer just another excavation. It's a focused effort to uncover real historical evidence. The team has reached a critical stage where even the smallest details matter. Marty Lagina points out that certain features inside the cave don't match natural formations, which is why they're now treating the site as a serious archaeological location. To get clearer answers, they decide to drill deeper. Their goal is to extend the sonar scans further and create a more complete map of the cave's internal structure. One key question still remains. Is this cave isolated, or is it connected to other tunnels or chambers? At the center of it all is a single objective: to understand Oak Island's past and determine whether something truly valuable has been hidden there. For the Lagina brothers, this journey is about more than just discovery. It reflects years of persistence, belief, and hard work, all driven by the hope of finally uncovering the truth beneath the island. Deciding to dig another shaft isn't easy. There are costs, risks, and time to consider. But the possibility of a breakthrough makes it worth it. Every new clue brings them closer to answers that have remained hidden for centuries. Excavation near the garden shaft is now moving forward quickly. Rick and Marty are working closely with the Duma contracting team, reaching depths of around 90 to 93 feet. However, they've hit a major obstacle: a thick, compact layer of clay. At this point, Marty reflects on his family's history. His grandfather worked in the mines of Michigan, and in many ways, this moment connects him to that legacy of hard work and determination. Rick and Marty even step into the excavation site themselves. Using a heavy pneumatic jackhammer powered by compressed air, they begin breaking through the dense ground. It's tough physical work, but necessary. Once the soil is loosened, the crew uses a large hammer grab tool to remove debris and prepare for the next stage. Still, the process is pushing their limits. Some of the equipment, weighing up to 70 pounds, slows progress, and machines often get stuck, making the job even more challenging. Then comes an unexpected moment. During the excavation, Rick suddenly feels something solid at the bottom of the drill. For a brief second, he wonders if they finally hit a tunnel. Later that day, confirmation arrives. Rick, Scott Barlow, and Craig Tester learned that the garden shaft has reached about 95 feet deep, and more importantly, a tunnel has been discovered. The tunnel is about 7 feet high and may be connected to the so-called baby blob, a spot long believed to hold important clues. Excitement grows as the team gets ready to explore further. When Rick descends into the tunnel, he quickly notices wooden remains along the walls and ceiling, an immediate sign that this structure could be man-made. The team continues forward, extending the tunnel by another 32 inches to get a better look. As they move ahead, they carefully examine the wooden supports lining the passage. Then Rick notices something unusual. The ground in one area feels hollow. That observation grabs everyone's attention and they begin digging deeper. What they uncover only adds to the mystery. Rounded wooden logs arranged in a way that clearly shows intentional construction. These aren't random pieces. They suggest a larger design, possibly linking the tunnel to an older chamber or hidden space. With every layer they uncover, it feels like they're stepping further back in time. Recently, the team has found construction patterns that closely match techniques used in the original money pit, especially the use of rounded logs. Rick even remembers an old Reader Digest article describing similar structures, which strengthens the belief that they're on the right path. Marty believes this could be the breakthrough they've been chasing for more than 15 years. In his view, they may now be just feet away from where the mystery first began. Meanwhile, on another part of the island known as Lot 5, Jack Begley and metal detection expert Gary Drayton are making discoveries of their own. Early findings include a stone structure that could be just as old as the garden shaft. Artifacts recovered there suggest human activity dating back hundreds of years, possibly more than 400, supporting the idea that Oak Island's history is far deeper and more complex than once thought. One of the most surprising discoveries is half of a Roman coin, believed to date back as far as 300 BC. Finds like this push the island's timeline much further into the past. The team also uncovers a large square nail from the 1700s, which Gary quickly identifies as historically significant. Marty now believes that Lot 5 could hold key clues about the people who originally built structures like the Money Pit. This shifts the focus from a simple treasure hunt to uncovering a hidden chapter of history. Every artifact tells a story, not just about what may have been buried, but about who was there, how they lived, and how they may have been connected to the wider world. During their continued exploration of Lot 5, Gary and Jack make another fascinating discovery, an ancient lead coin with intricate designs. Gary compares it to Roman trade tokens, which were often used by private merchants rather than official governments. A find like this doesn't just deepen the mystery, it suggests the possibility of trade, movement, and human activity on Oak Island far beyond what anyone had imagined. This discovery connects directly to the earlier Roman coin found at Lot 5 and raises an important question. Could Oak Island have been part of ancient trade networks centuries ago? Taking this possibility seriously, the team sends the coin for detailed laboratory testing. Archaeologists are now analyzing its design and metal composition, comparing it with known Roman artifacts to determine whether it's authentic and what it might represent. Soon after, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley meet with Rick Lagina, Craig Tester, and archaeologist Laird Niven at the Oak Island Interpretive Center, all focused on one goal: understanding what this object can reveal about the island's past. Laird begins by carefully cleaning the coin, making sure not to damage any of its surface details before testing. Once it is prepared, the team analyzes it using X-ray fluorescence, XRF, a method that identifies the elements within an object. The entire process is overseen by Emma Culligan, the team's scientific analysis expert. When the first results come in, they reveal something unexpected. At first glance, the lead disc seems ordinary, but a closer inspection shows it actually has two distinct layers, a lighter one and a darker one. The lighter layer is mostly pure lead with only small traces of copper and iron. The darker layer, however, contains about 41% iron along with copper and silicon. Both layers suggest the lead came from natural sources, likely from an old mining region. To get a more precise understanding, the team carries out an X-ray diffraction (XRD) test to identify its mineral composition. The results are surprising. The mineral signature closely matches deposits found across a wide region from modern-day Iran through parts of Europe, including Italy, France, and Spain, areas historically known for rich lead and iron resources. Emma also points out similarities with mineral compositions found along the Italian coastline. This raises a new question. Could the object have originated in Italy, and if so, how did it end up on Oak Island? This discovery reopens discussions about long-distance connections, including theories involving groups like the Knights Templar. Historian Zena Halpern has often emphasized that artifacts are not always what they first appear to be, and this coin is a perfect example. What seemed like a simple find has now turned into a deeper investigation involving specialists in ancient metallurgy and historical artifacts. These experts note that in Roman times, lead objects were used for many purposes, including trade tokens, seals, and even religious items. Because the Roman Empire spanned such a vast area, similar artifacts have been discovered across different continents, reflecting widespread trade and cultural exchange. This context makes the Oak Island discovery even more fascinating. If the coin is truly linked to Roman trade, it could suggest that Oak Island was once connected to broader global networks. If that is the case, it opens the door to theories that groups like the Knights Templar, known for their extensive travel and financial systems, may have played a role. Combined with the earlier Roman coin found at Lot 5, this discovery suggests that Oak Island's history could go much further back than previously believed. As the team continues investigating the artifact's origins, a larger picture begins to emerge. History is not always made up of isolated events. Sometimes small discoveries connect to much bigger stories. In this case, a simple lead disc is now pointing toward a complex web of ancient movement and interaction. This realization has shifted the entire perspective of the search. Oak Island is no longer just about finding treasure, it is about uncovering forgotten chapters of history. Each artifact becomes another clue, helping piece together how past civilizations may still influence what we understand today. And it is not only the underground tunnels drawing attention, massive stone structures on the island are also being re-examined, especially one known as the Great Quadrilateral. First documented in the 1990s by former owner Fred Nolan, this 32-foot structure has long been believed to be centuries old and possibly built with a specific purpose in mind. Now Rick and Marty Lagina, along with Craig Tester, current landowner Tom Nolan, and the rest of the team are taking a closer look, focusing particularly on its northeastern section as they continue their search for answers. Billy Gerhardt operates the heavy excavation equipment, while Gary Drayton carefully scans the ground for anything of historical importance. During recent digs at Lot 13, the team uncovers several interesting items. One of them is a small piece of coal, which they plan to carbon date to estimate how old the structure might be. They also find a heavy, curved metal fragment. Gary suggests it might be part of a cannonball, an artifact often linked to historic military activity. Rick immediately understands how important that could be. If confirmed, it might point to a previously unknown military presence on Oak Island. Marty adds another observation. The arrangement of soil and stones looks disturbed, as if someone had excavated the area before or intentionally rearranged it to hide something. Encouraged by these findings, the team expands their search further west to see if the structure continues, but so far nothing definitive has turned up. That is the nature of Oak Island. Every discovery seems to answer one question while raising several more. Even so, the team believes each clue is bringing them closer to understanding the mystery that Fred Nolan first began uncovering decades ago. As work continues around the Great Quadrilateral, even more artifacts come to light, including pieces of clay and fragments of glass that may date back to the 18th century. These discoveries suggest the area might once have been part of a settlement or some kind of organized activity. One detail stands out in particular. A piece of glass is found near the shoreline, an area typically associated with human movement and trade. Dr. Ian Spooner confirms that the excavation has reached what Fred Nolan once described as a stacked stone foundation, strengthening the idea that this structure was intentionally built. With every layer they uncover, the excitement grows. Each artifact adds weight to the belief that something important lies beneath the surface. At the same time, inside Aladdin's cave, recent sonar scans have revealed what appears to be a constructed entrance, including traces of old timber. These features may connect directly to the original money pit system. Meanwhile, analysis of a lead fragment found on site shows a mineral composition matching sources in Italy, further supporting the possibility of historical links between Oak Island and the Mediterranean world. Although theories about the Knights Templar have resurfaced, the team is staying grounded by testing each idea carefully against solid scientific evidence. At this stage, the mission has evolved. It is no longer just about finding gold or treasure, but about uncovering a hidden past. As Oak Island continues to reveal its secrets one layer at a time, the story keeps unfolding. Stay tuned for more updates, deeper insights, and discoveries backed by real evidence. And if you have been following this journey through history, feel free to share your thoughts. What role do you think the Knights Templar might have played on Oak Island?